Maybe that's a red flag for you. But in asking some of the people out in the community, or even you, here's some of the common questions or answers I get to. Who do people say that Jesus is? One, I hear this often, Jesus was a nice man. My initial gut is, you've not read the New Testament, have you? This idea that Jesus is nice, you start reading it and maybe it's the semantics of the word, but you find Jesus is not very nice. In fact, he's a name caller. Here's some of the names he calls people. This is a short list. Calls them enemies, pagans, hypocrites, you actors, right? You're a bunch of robbers. You sinful dogs. You pigs, devils, adulterers, you unbelieving generation, unclean people, evil men, foolish people, wolves. He called Peter Satan, perverse generation, false prophets, blind guides, murderers. He called them cursed, dead, unclean, whitewashed tombs, brood of vipers, snakes. All of a sudden, maybe Jesus isn't as nice as I thought he was. Another one we hear often is, well, Jesus is a good teacher, right? He's got some good moral authority. He's just telling people how to live life. But as you go through and you begin reading about Jesus, Jesus had some hard teachings. One of the ones that jumps out to me, he says, hate your father and mother, your brother, sister, your own life. We're not taught that, are we? He tells us not to worry. Well, why would I not worry? He says, can't love God and money. And some of us really love money, right? That's a hard teaching. If your eye causes you sin, what do? Gouge it out. Jesus is a good teacher? Like, this sounds pretty extreme, doesn't it? Love your enemies. Jesus goes on to say he is the only way to heaven. Jesus says, it's good for you when people insult you. When people heap abuse upon you and persecute you, good for you. This doesn't sound like a good teacher, does it? But this is one of the common statements to who do you think Jesus is? And so when you read through Mark, people who interacted with Jesus rarely were